Good morning, everyone. It's Saturday. I have so much to do today. I have to go shopping, get some new kicks, some new threads, which will be a task. I'm only going to do a little bit of shopping though. I don't have time to do a whole lot, but I need to get some new stuff because I'm actually starting a new job in a week. So I'm trying to be proactive so that way I'll get some done this weekend and a little bit more done next weekend. I have to hit the gym, do a couple of other random things, and then I have something very special planned for tonight, which I can't wait to share with you, but I'm not going to tell you now. I'm going to make you wait. I'm here. I'm trying to motivate myself to go get some clothes. Woosawing. Okay, I think I'm ready. These pretty much sum up my entire life. The damage has officially been done. Now it's on to the next thing. Super random task about to happen right now. I have had a lot of issues with fog on my windshield in the morning, and I've replaced the wiper blades, but it still is not resolving the issue, so I am about to apply some Rain-X anti-fog to the windshield. Okay, so I just cleaned off the windshield. I wanted to make sure that I didn't have any dirt on there, and now I'm about to apply the Rain-X anti-fog. Okay, I've applied all of the Rain-X, and I know you can't really see anything, but it's on there. I'm on my way to the gym now. Hopefully I can get some footage of my epic back day fun. If I can't, then I'll just have to put it in another video. So off to the gym I go. Since you've been so patient, I will let you know that I am participating in my very first podcast tonight with my friend Lydia. And I'm not sure who else will be there, but it'll be very interesting.
So we're here tonight with the awesome Heather.
Hey guys!
And this is Crystal, who I met at my local gym at Gainz. And tonight we're going to be talking about a topic that really relates to everybody, because as much as anybody wants to deny it and think that there's nothing wrong with their lives, or maybe they're just not conscious of it, everybody is, or perhaps might be suffering with a lack of self-esteem or confidence in, or either both of those areas or one of those areas, and either with maybe their relationship or their job, or just personally, maybe they dealt with something in their, maybe you dealt with something in your childhood that you may not even remember, They don't look in the mirror and see that there's something wrong,
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm. And I think too, depending on the situation that you've been in, especially as a child, if it keeps happening and happening and happening, you don't even realize that you have low self-esteem or anything's wrong with you until you get out of the situation. You're so jaded that you think that's just how life is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of times we're raised and we hear no, or you're wrong, or that isn't right, or you can't, and it's a shut door in your face. And when you hear that repetitively, 500 times, it becomes part of your brain structure, and you just assume for the rest of your life until you start looking at it that you're wrong, that's the wrong way to do it, you aren't right, you can't do that, stop, don't touch that. It becomes wired. I have to wear makeup, my hair has to be perfect, I have to be pristine if I'm going to go out into the world, and it takes away a lot of realness, it takes away a lot of personness in them.
And I actually had a really interesting experience last year with my roommate, who told me that if I wanted to find a guy in this area, that I needed to stop going to the gym and lifting so much, and I needed to start looking prettier. So I'm like, yeah, she encouraged me to actually be a little bit stupider than what I really am because it's too intimidating. And I'm just not going to change.
Not being yourself.
No,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
You know what? You have to be stupider to attract a man. That's not the right thing. Like, you are obviously a strong woman.
Yeah.
So you need a strong man. Like,
Yeah.
a not strong man, you would want to
I
punch
just
him in the
can't-
face and
I just can't drop my standards like that.
improving yourself is a benefit to everyone, yourself included, and you're totally allowed.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I want to say about making yourself better is you also have to be ready for people that you're used to being around to completely drop off and just not deal with you anymore because they don't know how to deal with that. They're not strong enough. They don't understand the new evolved you. So don't take it as a personal thing, even though it seems like it. It's something I'm learning now because at first I was like, what is wrong with me? Why are all these people just abandoning me? I thought something was wrong with me until I started listening to the MF CEO podcast. And I realized I have a leadership type mentality, an entrepreneur type mentality. And that's why I was struggling to get along with my friends at the time, or so I thought they were my friends. And now I'm like, okay, I get it. It makes 100% sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you attract new friends that are on the same level. You know, and it can be really painful when you start losing friends. Like, not necessarily that it's going to be a fight. You just kind of don't work together anymore. Like, you don't communicate on the same level. You can't talk about the same things because you have such a different perspective. You have such a more forward attitude towards building something and creating something better and making the world a better place. And they haven't gone through that self-examination process, so they're not yet in a place where they can create. They're just stuck in their little hole of, my job is everything. I don't have time. I don't have money.
Yeah.
You know, and hopefully they get it together and come to your level.
You know, and let's touch on that, because when your job becomes your identity, that is a scary place. You know, when your significant other becomes, you know, your identity, that's, you know, what happens when that's gone. You know, it's like when people retire, they get really depressed because they no longer have what made them who they are. You know, it's like when I got hurt last year, you know, put on some weight, I was no longer my whatever 10% body fat or whatever, and I immediately got depressed. And, you know, me, the way I am, you know, I'm just trying, I spent months trying to figure out why is this happening? I know there's a reason. And it was because I had not built up other areas of my personality. And, you know, my smile and my communication skills and my career had suffered and my relationships had suffered. And I mean, thank God that happened to me. But, you know, for people who are spending their whole life trying to, you know, whether it's trying to be like the greatest parent ever, and, you know, whatever area you're focusing on, there's another area that's lacking.
That I am less valuable as a person, you don't want to interact with me, I somehow have less value because I have this weakness and I've expressed it to you, and it makes me super self-conscious, and I'm like, nope, I am not here. But continuing a conversation after you've, like, opened yourself up a little bit more is really strength building, because
That's
a lot
courage.
of times the other person will open up a little bit more to you, and you can get more value and more connection out of that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times, though, with anything in life, though, we are trying to run away from pain.
Yes.
So if we reveal our weakness, it's kind of like you have the tree and then the roots. So the weakness is just the tree. It's like, what's really under there that's causing you to feel the way you do? And then you have to go through the pain of, okay, well, I feel this way because when I was a kid, somebody treated me this way, and I don't want to deal with that, so I'm going to push it somewhere else. So now we're not friends anymore because you asked that question.
Yeah. Actually, and I think every single motivational speaker I listen to, and people who have their own YouTube channels who talk about this stuff, all say the same thing, just in a different way, and that we have basic human needs, you know, and one of those human needs is certainty. And one of the other human needs is comfort. So in a way, everything that we're doing, and Leo Gura from actualize.org really touched on this. He said that in a way, everything that we're doing, we're either doing for comfort or we're doing for certainty. So like let's say, for instance, that you know, you're not really sure if someone, I don't know, likes hanging out with you. You got to find out, right? Like, you're just going to be like, I can't take this anymore. I got to know. Or does someone like me or not? I really have to know. Or, you know, you're working a job to make money so you can pay bills, so you can have food and shelter, and that's comfort. Every single thing that you're doing is for, you know, is for your own ego. It's not as much as everybody else. You know, maybe people will say that they're like, oh, you know what, I'm very spiritual, or I'm working at homeless shelters to feed the hungry, or they're saying I'm just a really good person overall. It's like, honestly, you're doing that for comfort and to feel good about yourself. It's all for your ego.
Feeling of importance too.
Yeah.
But you know what I think, though? I think sometimes you need to force yourself to go to those places you hate because you don't know what it's like out there. You're in this routine, so you're like, oh, well, I'm comfortable here. Put yourself in an uncomfortable place, and then you're going to find what you really like. You need to be in uncomfortable places. You can't be in a comfort zone all the time.
Routine is such a killer.
Discomfort because that pushes you to grow.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I will deliberately put myself in uncomfortable situations because I know that's what'll poke me in my weakest spots and tell me, oh, I need to grow here. I need to work on this stuff. Sometimes it's a self-esteem issue where I need to grow internally and, you know, be more out of my head so I don't get lost in those patterns. Sometimes it's a self-confidence issue and I find skills that are lacking. I'm like, oh, I need to practice these things. I need to learn some more stuff so I can more confidently interact on this level.
So what I did, I'm kind of crazy when it comes to putting myself in uncomfortable positions. So I actually did my first Spartan race at the end of August.
Nice.
I didn't know how to train for it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take what I've learned from the gym and just apply it to this, and hopefully I make it through. And I just threw myself in the Spartan race, and I got through it, and apparently I did really well. I was like, okay. But that's what I like to do. I just like throw myself in a situation and see how am I going to react. Now I know what the Spartan race is like. I've done another one since then, but everyone has been different, and it's really, really cool. I'm like, all right, now I actually really like this. So now I'm kind of hooked, but that's my method. I don't really know if everyone else would like to do that, but I just finished up with the podcast. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I am now on my way home. I hope you liked the video. Please feel free to share, subscribe, like, leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought about everything, and I will catch you in the next video.